All right, first things first. The flag. The US would have to add a 51st star, but would it even fit? Designers would go crazy trying to rearrange it. And let's talk about size. The United States would instantly become the largest country on Earth, even bigger than Russia. That's right, America would now stretch from Florida all the way to the Arctic. But let's get real, what about money? Canadians would have to say goodbye to the loonie and toonie because everything would now be in US dollars. Imagine walking into Tim Hortons and suddenly your coffee costs $3.50 in American money. You step outside, but something feels different. The streets, red, white, and blue flags everywhere. The CN Tower, no longer a Canadian landmark. It's now called the Freedom Spire because, well, America loves that word. Oh, and remember the metric system? Gone. Suddenly speed limit signs switch from kilometers per hour to miles per hour, and Canadians completely lost. All right. Here's where things get really serious, the battle of the breakfast giants. Imagine this, you wake up in Toronto, ready to grab your usual double-double from Tim Hortons. But wait, there's a Dunkin' Donuts across the street now? Would Tim Hortons survive the US takeover, or would Dunkin' Donuts crush it out of existence? Let's break it down. Tim Hortons, iconic in Canada, famous for roll-up-the-rim, Timbits, and that signature coffee. But its food quality? Well, let's just say it's debatable. Meanwhile, Dunkin' Donuts, the American go-to for fast coffee and a sugar overload. But would Canadians accept Boston creams over maple glazed? That's a tough sell. So which one wins? Well, it depends on who you ask. Americans love Dunkin's strong coffee and giant donuts, but Canadians? They're loyal to Timmy's, even if the coffee tastes a bit nostalgic. But here's where things get crazy. Politics. Canada would send over 100 new members to the US Congress, completely shaking up American politics. Oh, and here's a big one, healthcare. Canadians enjoy free healthcare, but in the US, things work differently. Would Canada's hospitals start charging thousands for a simple checkup? People would be in the streets protesting like crazy. The moment Canada becomes part of the United States, oil companies go crazy. Because here's the thing, Canada has some of the largest oil reserves on the planet, more than 170 billion barrels just sitting underground waiting to be pumped out. And guess who just got control of it? American oil giants. Oil production skyrockets. Drilling rigs pop up everywhere, from Alberta's oil sands to Newfoundland's offshore fields. The pipelines, bigger than ever. America now controls one of the biggest oil supplies in the world. Meanwhile, gas prices in the US plunge to record lows. Americans are loving it, filling up their tanks for cheap, while Canadians watch their natural resources get shipped away. And speaking of protests, what about hockey? Will Canadians accept the NFL as their new favorite sport? Will hockey survive? Picture this, a new league where hockey and football are played at the same time. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. The moment Canada joins the US, the American military moves in, and they're everywhere. Russia and China take notice. They see the US suddenly owning all of Canada's Arctic land, and let's just say, they're not happy. So, could this actually happen? The answer, almost impossible. For over 150 years, Canada has remained independent, and most Canadians wouldn't trade that for anything. In fact, polls show that the majority of Canadians would reject a merger with the US. But it's fun to think about, right? So tell me, would you want Canada to become the 51st state? Would it be a superpower move or total chaos? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more crazy what-if scenarios. See you next time.